Hello everyone, welcome to the day 3 and the final video of this tournament and the first ever rated fide tournament, Mayor Gokerneshwor Cup. Yes, that's the name. Classical tournament, and it's day 3. And yes, we're gonna start the game with analysis. And I would like to put the image, but and you are not gonna understand, like what would like the photo from the photo you would not much understand much from it. So I'm gonna just directly go into the analysis. And to the first game, the opponent did not arrive, so I got a point, so that would make it 3. And as I could not play the 2 games due to some event, so it's and lost 2 games, so it's 3-4. Yeah. And and game number two, it was against a player that had not any ratings. Okay. And then trust me guys, you are gonna love this game. You are gonna definitely love this game. I don't know about all stuff. Okay. And I am I have not kept a small glimpse of that segment, because I just had enough of making L stock jealous. And this is the last game. And and I regret that if I had played 2 games yesterday that I missed, I would have been in much better position, at least 5 to 6, because 5 to 6 would have been better in 8 games. So it's gonna be 4 win to 4 loss, and it is gonna be imaginary of that 2 games. Even if I could have drawn, then 0.5 something else, I don't know. So let's start without any delay. And I have asked the manager or feed manager, I don't know, but the manager, the event manager, that this rating will be available at the end of any month. So the match has already started and the game has just ended today, so I'll be getting my ratings of feed in the end of this match. So okay, that's much for the information. So let's start into the game. So in this game, I was playing as a black and my opponent was white. And as you can see on the evaluation bar, I am already 0.4 on disadvantage. So yes, he played the king spawn opening. I replied with Karokan, which I said I would definitely play. So we developed our pieces. So here comes the first trade. So by this we can know that the opponent was good with Karokan, because most of the player tries to trade the bishops early, white bishops. So I traded, and yes, the development starts. Mm, okay, here, you know, as a Karokan player, my big motive would be develop and go for the development and go for the attack on c5. I guess he knew Karokan player much, or I don't know, but he just read my move that this could be a big threat. So he actually stopped from attacking on c5. Way even way before I could actually attack. So you know, and you can also see the glimpse that of how good this game might be. Okay. So after this, yes, I developed the knight. So the idea here was to bring the knight to b6 and then to c4, and then control more squares. And so it developed the rook. I developed a knight, and so after anyone can get the idea that I was gonna keep my knight on c4. So he brought the knight back and controlled the square, the castle, and he actually brought this pawn out because there is no white bishop to control the square. And I guess he guessed it, and I could not even develop the bishop to g5 because this is gonna just waste my move. So I did not think of that side, and I thought, how can I control this square more? So I also developed the rook. He took the knight away. Yes, after that I started working on it. Okay. So he developed the bishop. Yes, same idea. bringing the knight to c4, and I successfully do that, and one of the knight gets traded. And so the idea for this move might be that he was trying to attack the b5, or even push the pawn in the future, make some way for the queen, so that she can support in any way. I also kept the rook right behind the queen, and then developed the same. He does the same. Okay, so I started attacking on the queen side, but he just put some more support on b4, where I just pushed the pawn. So after that, I went for no. The opponent went for f4. Um, yes, launching a pawn storm, where I pushed my bishop back because I thought that there could be a future threat on this king side, and even if he sacrificed the knight, along the way, I would have enough materials to cover the king until queen comes to rescue. So after that, yes, a trade, and yes, look at the situation. And yes, I also had seen that this would be the fork, and I cannot bring the uh, knight back as well. So after that, I went for queen trade because I want to keep my pawn structure better. Even if he had pushed, that would have been best, best for that time. And then, okay, he knew that, so he went for queen g4. I pinned the knight. He went back. Okay, so this was for the motive that the queen went back, but it was still supporting on d5. So if he had pushed the pawn, take, that would have been a pawn down for me. Okay, so after that, yes, he brought the rook to e4. I guess it was for to go for g4. Okay, now I played the knight to e7, because even if he brings the knight out, I can go for c7, and yes, exactly that happens. He brought the rook back. I guess he was launching some other attacks. Okay, yes, and it was perfect for my knight here. That I was attacking the bishop as well as the knight was being attacked, and he brings back the knight. The motive for this move was, if I can attack the knight in the future, I was just making sure that I would have an attack on the knight, or if the rook moves, I would have attack on the pawn here. And yes, he was targeting f7, even though it was defended, and he was also doing the same, that he was also keeping the attack. If I made a mistake, then he can launch a full attack. A bishop out, because because the queen was guarding it, I could just bring the bishop out, and then yes, go for some pawn after the knight is taken. And yeah, and yes, knight inserts into this, um, I don't know where it jumped from. It was from e4, I know, but the perfect square, and it was not attacking anything, so it could attack here in the future, but as it was not attacking it right now, I focused on some other thing, right? And in this situation, I was also thinking that if I take, if I take the bishop, and if he takes, I could launch a good attack. Okay, so if so, and I did that, take, and then I went for queen g4 here, because I was attacking the rook as well as I was attacking the pawn. But to the surprise, they attacked my queen back. Like, look, I could have taken it, but it was I could have taken it, could have taken here and then take, and then trade would have been a much better move. But if the queen was being attacked in any other row, that would have been so much of good thing for me. But okay, I went back, and I was keeping the target on the rook, because if I take, and then if he just forgets or does some mistake, then I could have launched, I could be the rook up. Mm. So after that, he brings the queen back, and as it was still safe, and as it was still safe, I went for the knight because I thought that it was helping the rook, and if he takes with and if he takes with d4, I could control the rank. If he takes here, I could launch an attack on the queen side for the promotion. After that, the bishop was taken with the b5 pawn, and then there was not much thing. I knew that this after pushing the pawn, the white would have been in so much of good advantage. But I thought that if I could push, I would be in a good position, or I could even go for this. And that was not a. I did not have much idea what to do in this situation. I could have even gone for h3 because I don't see a weakness here, and the opponent went for the pawn push, and my the queen side is totally isolated with a weakness here. So after this, I tried to save f7 because the queen might need to go anywhere else, and the white is in advantage for 1.2 here. And he was also making sure that the rook would attack first, not the queen. Hmm. I pushed the pawn because the idea here was if he takes, I'm gonna go for the rook here, and if he does not take, I'm gonna go for it. Takes. If the rook takes, I might go back, and then I thought that in this situation, let's let him pick the move. Then I'm gonna play whatever is the good here. So after that, the queen comes to g6 because if I take, and boom, the queen is gone, like in the first game. And then I brought the rook to the support of the queen because even if it takes, and if it takes, okay, I'm seeing this that what would I have done, but if it takes, and if the rook takes, yes, the idea was to take the queen. Hmm. And yes, and if he takes back, yes, go for the queen, and then he takes back, I take back, and I will be totally winning here. So in this situation, he played queen back. I also brought the queen back because I was not gonna let him pin it, and he lost some of the advantage of it, some of the advantage as you can see on the evaluation bar. And if the pawn would have taken, I would have taken it back. Even though if he had taken the rook, I would have gone back here. And yes, if he does nothing, I'm gonna go for the rook. I was thinking that it was so easy, and yes, the best move he found was to attack here because if it takes, boom, checkmate. So I brought the rook here again because it was supported by the queen, and the rook was, and there was double rook, and he went back like like he also did not have much choice here, like what to do, and he could have brought the rook here, take it, and I could have taken here, taken. So after that, I was saying, it's over. Let's fight. We're not gonna build up anything more. And yes, the trade was successful, and I lost a pawn. I have seen that. I have calculated that. Yes, I have also taken it. But I thought that he would have taken the pawn, or he would have simply attacked me. Okay, and to my surprise, he went for the check here. And if I had went to h7, there was another check where he could have just taken it. Hmm. And then that's why I went for the queen to f8. But to my surprise, there was another check, and I kept the king safe. I lost a pawn. I lost a pawn, guys, and it looks like it's over for me. I also I, I went for the queen f3 because if you push the pawn, I would simply take it. Hmm. And he also played a good move that supporting both pawns, and then not making a single error here. So after that, I just went down because I thought that he would just attack for something like and I think I played this move because there is no check for the king, even though if he can goes down, even if he go down. Hmm. So after that, the white goes for h4. He was attacking here so that I would not have the space. I would not have the space to run away. Okay. So after that, I went for the check. So the idea here was to, okay, from this move I did have planned that I'm gonna attack here, but there was another choice. uh, I would show you that after a while. Like my idea was to attack this pawn. Okay, so you'll know why. So after this move I'm gonna go. Okay, my opponent went to s2, and then in this situation I went for check again, and yes, boom. So in this situation, if he had taken with this pawn, I would have pushed, and then whatever happens, that would have been my queen first. Okay, and as there was nothing that is being checked by the king, and in this situation, I I could have gone like this as well. Also, I could have gone for the check first, and then if he had taken, I could have gone for this or pushed the pawn. But I don't know what I thought. But I went for the check first, and then I went for, and then the pawn was pushed. There was much of the thinking, and I think I did blunder here, but not a pure blunder, but something like that, like a mistake or inaccuracy. So in this situation, he did nothing but only the check, because I guess he was thinking that he could have pushed the pawn and made a and could have made a queen, where that would have been a checkmate here. Okay, so see, I was losing here, and he pushed the pawn, take, and then he took the pawn here, because in this situation he took the pawn, because if I had pushed, he would have pushed back, and I would have made the queen. Okay, there's no double thought about it. But after he had made the queen, I would have been in check. Hmm. I would have been in check, and the queen is here. Okay, and the queen is here, and my queen would be defending only this, and this square was not covered by my queen. Okay, so that was the problem. And if he had made the queen first, not first, okay, second, but it was surround. Okay, it was defended by this queen. So first check, I would have to go first up here, and then this check, push the pawn, and then go here d something. Okay, even the b2 is perfect here. I would have needed to defend my king, and then take, and then other queen was also lost, and then it was gone. Okay, I did had I did calculated it very well. So that's why I went for king to e1. So the idea here was to go for the repetition, or bring the king outside so that I would have some chance to attack. So he pushed the pawn because he was seeing no threat. I went for the check here, brought out. I went for d1 check, and yes, I was successful in bringing the king out. Okay, so after that I was still giving him the checks here, but this time he actually went for something like queen f4, because he was still defending the pawn on c7. He was still defending the pawn on c7. So that's why, even though if I had taken takes back, and then there was a new queen. So so look, but the evaluation bar said that it is somewhat of a mistake. And then and then uh, you know the evaluation bar is saying that it is kind of a mistake, because in this situation the advantage was lost. And I did had a choice that I could go for h5, bring the king to more bring the king more outside. I did also have the chance to push the pawn, where it would have been a check, but as the queen was defended, I did not have any choice. So I thought that if I went for this move, and then d5, he what would he do? He had one chance that he could go down, where I could go for actually some checkmate. And then what could be just choice here? And I did have one, two, only two and three checks here. So if I had gone for d4, I don't see any advantage here. because to give another check I need to go out. And even though, yes, if he had, because even if I go for d3, he would still run away. And I don't want that. So I thought that keeping the king on this diagonal would be good, because even if the king run away, I can, if I stay on this diagonal, I could go for three step repetition, threefold repetition. And yes, I went for d5. I went for d5, and then the king went up. Okay, so as you can see in the evaluation bar, there was mate in 2. And do you think I got it? I got it, guys. Boom, boom. Guys, trust me. You would have loved the reaction of the opponent. You would have loved the reaction of the opponent. It was like, I lost this game. I lost this game. You would have seen, guys. That was like I was seeing myself in him. Like in the first game, in the second game, I was like, even though that was not the game I was winning, he could have gone for the draw, but. Hmm. So, guys, that's it for today. One analysis, so many minutes, because it is that type of evaluation, like come back on over the board, and OP gaming. Okay, this might be the last video of this tournament, and if I had not missed the 2 games previously, I would have gotten, I you know, I would have got better. I guess some cash prize as well. But this time, okay, it is gone. And no worries, but this fit tournament gave some good learnings. And I thought that how, in this tournament, no one is doing a single mistake. Like they are taking all the time, not a single mistake, not a single mistake. If you do one mistake, your game is over. If the opponent does, their game is over. And I hope you like this game, guys. This was on the board, and I'm just happy. The final game was like this. So, guys, and see you on the next tournament. And I hope I would keep making the making the videos of tournament. And see you guys, and have a great day. And please like and subscribe the video, and yes, comment any feedback. OP Gaming, thank you so much for the idea. I could make 3 videos, and special thanks to you. And yes, I could also make hashtag killers. Okay, bye bye, guys.